to Timur Radjabov with the white pieces and in a classical game, picking up a very important 3 points. How are you feeling?
I'm very, very happy. It's very rare that you follow a plan from move 1 and it just works perfectly. So I took a pawn and defended it in a very, very ugly way. That pass pawn won me the game. So I'm very happy with that.
Let's visit some of the details. He started taking a lot of time, I think around move 14, 15. And after knight e5, you said you were optimistic, no, in the confessional?
Yeah, it was surprising. So when you've prepared a bit, then surprises are generally welcome. I mean, it could have been that this move was in the file, but it wasn't one of the main lines for sure. Anyway, I think it's probably well within, the reach of a draw still. But with each move that you cannot force the draw, it becomes a bit difficult. I think I found a good plan with takes and bishop e3. The idea was after bishop f6 to go knight c3. And here I was considering some strange lines like queen d7 or something, but now knight db5 I think is okay. And if knight b3, there's queen d1. It could be that rook d1 works as well. The only thing I should avoid is rook d1. Rook d1. Not here. Instead of knight db5. The only thing I should avoid is rook takes on d4, rook d4, then queen b7. I cannot avoid the forks. But I think I can take with the bishop on d4, and then after knight b3, there's bishop d7, which I think works. Knight e2. I get an endgame pawn up. So but here, a bishop f6, knight c3, queen b7, queen b1 was my idea. And then again, I'm intending to play knight b5, and these bunched up knights are really potentially really ugly for black. Maybe there is some concrete solution, but unless there isn't, I think having the knight on c3 is better than on d2. So I think he made a good choice there, at least practically speaking. So okay, let's move a bit forward. Rook e1. King f1 is really ugly, but it was the only chance I saw. I think if I trade on c5, he's just too active. I really don't want to give up that bishop if I don't have to. And I didn't see any other reasonable plan than putting the rook on c1. Here again, he had a lot of options, but it's always unpleasant when you have to calculate a bunch, and the most you can hope for is a draw anyway. Anyway, he decided just to make waiting moves after a long time, which, to be fair, he could have done immediately. Like somebody like Nepomniachtchi probably would have just made these moves immediately, and then he would have had half an hour more at the end. But that's not the way everybody plays.
Does it influence your decisions when your opponent is that low on time, or you try to ignore it?
A little bit, but I don't think it did in this game. No. Anyway, knight e4. I wasn't completely sure, but it feels great to exchange a few pieces, and with every piece exchanged, in general, the b pawn becomes more and more of a factor. He did have some tricks here, of course. Rook a7, knight e2. But when your opponent puts the queen on b7, you sort of think he might have a plan, because rook a7 is a bit too obvious. But I think rook a3 is a perfectly decent move. Rook a3 actually.
Oh, it says rook a4. Okay.
No. Sorry, that was after queen c6. Queen c6, then still rook a7, bishop c5 was an idea. Sorry. But I think there rook a3 instead of rook a7 was okay. And I don't think he has any tricks. So I think he did okay. With rook a4, knight d5, takes, and king g2.
We were debating queen d3. Did you consider that?
Yeah, I thought about it, but no, I don't know. What's the, so maybe if he takes, and then rook b8.
Maxime said rook b8, and he didn't think it was anything special. Yeah, computer is very happy here. Maxime said it, but yeah.
But I go d4. His knight is kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, maybe I missed something there. Yeah, that could be. Anyway, what I was happy about here, and also what he talked about after the game, is that his pieces are basically perfectly placed here, and virtually any move will worsen his position. And I guess the position is still kind of a draw, but with little time, it's really hard to just sit and make waiting moves. So that's why, yeah, queen c6, I thought was okay, but then after rook a7, I felt like he should just return with the queen and ask me what my idea is. Probably would go, as he mentioned after the game, some h4 and then maybe king h2 at some point, maybe queen d3. It's really unpleasant, but could hold. Anyway, after what he did, g5, I don't think he can save the game. I mean, I thought for a bit here, but I think this sequence is more or less forced. I don't think he can. I mean, he has queen b4 there instead of this, but then I go rook a8, and with the rook exchange, I don't think there are any chances. Anyway, yeah, this b5 was nice, of course. If he takes knight d4, then queen e5, rook d7, queen e4, king g1. There are no tricks as far as I can see. Rook b8. There is, for instance, knight c2, and he just has nothing. Oops. Yeah, rook a8, queen b2 as well there, or rook a7. There's just nothing for black there.
You looked upset when the game was over. Were you angry you missed something, or did we just read it wrong?
I think you read it completely wrong. I was very happy.
Different facial expressions. So the big question as usual, are you staying up tonight to watch basketball, or is that unprofessional?
Oh, no way. I mean, I've done that before, but 3 is just a bit too late. So. I'll watch the game first thing in the morning. Not gonna check my phone, nothing, just gonna spend the first 1.5 hours of my day watching the game.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
and
you.
Enjoy.
Thank you.